Hi everyone.
Hi everyone. Welcome back to Hanson Never Done Farms on this glorious, glorious Saturday.
Nice morning. Morning.
Very nice morning, but not windy. It's not windy today. I need to start out this video by apologizing to you guys. I knew it was windy, but I didn't realize it was that windy, and whenever I looked at it on my phone, it didn't sound as bad. The beginning did, but throughout the video it didn't sound as bad. So I went ahead and uploaded it, and it wasn't until Jeff got home later, watched it on the TV, that I realized that was pretty garbled. But by that point, so many of you had already watched it, I just decided to leave it. But we are looking for microphones. The one thing about this last summer was it just did not get as windy all summer, so it was kind of an out of sight, out of mind type deal. But we are back looking for microphones, so if any of you have suggestions, we are looking for something that's reliable but also cost effective. We, need to be careful in that area. But Jeff's got a few things he's working on here. Christy's here for the day, and
Okay.
Shoot, you didn't sneak by.
I didn't sneak by.
Anyways, they're doing that. I'm waiting for him to clear out my RTV so I can use it because I need to work the girls today. It's hoof trimming, selenium, and all of that. But I'm gonna head up top and get that done. But I wanted to give you guys an update on the garden. As many of you know, we planted for a fall garden, and not even a third of what we planted came up. So we waited a couple weeks and we replanted, and out of that, not even a quarter of that came up. I got onto the local gardening community around here, and we talked about many things, went over our soil, went over all that stuff. Finally, the consensus was our drought just was too extreme. It still was too hot, the soil was too hot, and it just was killing everything as it was coming up. So instead of holding off and waiting a few weeks, we just put our seeds up and said we're done for the year. And I'm glad we did, because last week we got the hard freeze and it would have killed everything. So the garden, you guys, has been put to bed. Jeff came out and seeded it for a cover crop. We are doing crimson clover this year. We have not tilled. We're doing a no-till and seeded and just covered with compost from up above, and then we'll come in and take care of it in the spring. But the garden is put to bed. The asparagus, we'll cut that back. I think January is what Teresa said, is when she cuts her asparagus back. So we'll wait until then and cut that back. But garden 2022 is done. It could have been better. Definitely could have been better. But I told Jeff, we talked about it, and we both agreed that instead of focusing on the things that didn't do well, like the green beans and some of the tomatoes, that we would focus on what did do well and be thankful for it. That is just the way it is with gardening. We've got to get the garden amended. We've got to get everything working right, and we will. It's just going to take a little bit of time. I take it that's going to the dump?
Even the smaller stuff.
Right.
Little squares.
Right.
So, that's going to go to the dump.
Cool.
I got to blow this out now.
Yeah, because I definitely don't want spiders.
Oh, goodness.
Alright guys, I am working the girls. This is Charisma Farms Lilykins. Lily. Got her up, checked her hooves. They were fine. It is time for our monthly selenium and hoof trim, and so I am just adding these girls to the rotation, and then of course checking them for worms. Her eyes looked borderline, and so I went ahead and hit her. Actually, all my adults so far have been borderline, and so all the adults are getting wormed. I did have baby up, and she was the only one with bright pink, so I'm not taking any chances. Borderline, they're going to get wormed. I'm not going to mess around with it. So anyways, this is Lilykins, and she has dried up really nicely. No lumps, no bumps, just a nice udder, guys. She has got the width, and she has got the teat length that I absolutely love. Easy hand milking, machine milking, whatever I choose to do. But this is absolutely a gorgeous doe. First time on the stand, and she did just fine. Knew what I wanted her to do, knew I wanted her to come in here, or come up here, and she did it. But these girls are doing wonderfully. Aren't you, Lily? But just adding her to the rotation, and yeah, only 75,000,001 to go, guys. Nope, all the adults except for Freya is done, and baby is done, and then I move on to the other 4 girls. So anywho, moving on. Alright, now we're at Freya. She has also been hoof trimmed and seleniumed, and her eyes were just a barely hint better, but taking no chances, went ahead and wormed her too. But anyways, you guys can see she is absolutely gorgeous. Take a moment. Her udder is just fine. She is a little bit tighter. She is a little bit tighter than her mama, but she is absorbing. There is a lot of give, so I will leave her alone. Okay, so show you guys what's in my arsenal for worming. My pregnant does all get Safeguard, and it is 1 milliliter per 25 pounds, and so I'm giving 3.5 milliliters to all of my adults. Those are all does that are pregnant get either the Safeguard or they get the ivectamin. That is safe. For pregnant does, I believe something else that's also safe is Panicure. I haven't given this before, so I'm going to save that. But non-pregnant does, if I have does that are not pregnant, I'm actually not even going to mess with them. If they need to be wormed, I am going to be hitting them with Sidectin. So not going to mess around at all. I am interested to see how Cash looks. You guys remember last month he was pretty pale, and we wormed him again, and he looked better, but I want to see if that held. But anyways, I am going to be bringing out the doelings, but Miss Banshee and Miss Bonnie are both in heat. Banshee was in heat yesterday, Bonnie is in heat today, and I expect I had Baby up on the stand earlier, and she had a goopy rear, so I would not doubt that she's either in heat or coming into heat, and little Miss Banshee's, or sorry, Miss Bonnie is flagging away. So that means I can breathe a little bit of a sigh of relief, because I did worry, guys, when Case got out from over there, that he bred more than just our Miss Annie. But I can definitely say that these two did not get bred, thank goodness. I will actually be putting them with Case in 3 weeks. We're going to do one more heat cycle, let them go through this, and then we will start breeding the younger girls on their next heat cycle, which would put them around the middle of November, which would be kidding in April, which is perfect. I'm okay with that. I have not seen a heat cycle out of Maggie. She's the only one that I haven't seen a heat cycle out of just yet. But hopefully, guys, cross your fingers. It's not a bad thing if she is bred already. That's not a bad thing, but I just wanted to group my juniors all together and kind of do a little bit of a separation. They are unloading a trailer full of roofing material when our neighbor got ready to move. She asked Jeff if he wanted to come and take down a lean-to, and that if he took it down he could have all the material. And it was a simple, you know, little lean-to, no big deal, but the material was really good, and she said of course if he took it down he could have all the material outside of the he could have all of the building material and whatever was on the inside. And there was a lot of roofing tin on the inside. Plus, guys, there was a big water trough that nobody knew about. So she said, take it. And so we did. Very thankful for that. It always pays to be a good neighbor. Okay, thought I would bring you up and show you Annie. Again, she did not need to be wormed. She is very, very pink, beautiful eyes, as has been all the doelings. And remember, she is the one that went into heat, and Case got out, and while I didn't see the breeding, I have no doubt that they bred. She has not had another heat cycle, and she was the noisy one, but I was just checking her out, and there's no udder development, but that teat length is amazing. She's got good width. Just real happy with this doe. I cannot wait to see what her and Case produce. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, mission accomplished. All the girls have been hoof trimmed, seleniumed, and the ones that needed to be wormed have been wormed. All the adults up here needed a shot of worming, but that was it. And out of all that, they weren't bad, they were borderline. So we already did the boys. Sorry, I was gonna bring you guys along, and then, you know, you get into it and then you forget. But Cash was borderline, which was way better than last time. If you guys remember, he had almost pale His Fumantia score was dangerously low, but he is now borderline, and so we did go ahead and hit him with Sedectrin. And Case was fine, but Steve was borderline. So anyways, not messing around with the wormer. We will come back and hit everyone that was wormed. We'll hit them again in 7 to 10 days. The only ones that won't need to be hit again is the boys, and that's because we use the Sedectrin. That is a one and done. So she is in heat. 3 weeks. Everybody's gonna take a siesta.
It's like everybody's tired.
They are. Everybody's tired. These girls have started to integrate just fine in to the herd. Anyways, these boys have been worked. And clean bill of health. Huh, Case? Beautiful. My goodness, he's beautiful.
He's grown quite a bit.
Yeah, he has.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Hanson Never Done Farms. Today it got to a point where I had to, gonna have to take a couple tires off and get them fixed, and I was gonna start building the hay feeder for the girls up there, but Arisha got all the girls up there hoof trimmed and all that, so that's a plus. But I got to take these tires. I'll show you here. This flat tire I just noticed last week. And I got another tire up there by the house up there. I got to take that one up and get it fixed and get back, and hopefully I can start on the hay feeder. But anyway, everybody have a nice weekend, and we'll see you on the next one.